It's home, it's exercise, it's perspective, because no matter how big your problems, you come down here and these waves will keep on coming, keep on going, and they were doing that before you were born, and they'll do it on the day you die, and nothing will stop them. It's inspiration. This sand has gone into my pottery, it's gone into my glasswork, it's gone into my paintings. Parts of this beach that get stuck go home, goes out into the world, into other elements. Pieces of driftwood make up my boards that I paint on, that I work on. And it's just freedom. It's absolute freedom.
It's been my workplace for 10 years now, but yeah, it's a fantastic little beach. We're tucked away behind Tower and Headland, so we've got plenty of shelter from the gales. Today you can see there's a really strong gale out there, but it's offshore with the prevailing winds here, so it's always a nice sheltered spot. And this beach is actually very, very important to the aquarium because we draw all our seawater from the sea, but it actually gets sucked down through the beach sand, which naturally filters the water for us. And if it wasn't for the beach, you know, we wouldn't have such clear water. Yeah, it's a fantastic beach for bathing, and all the beaches around here are great. And I do a lot of surfing out here. I've done a lot of snorkeling and diving out here as well. And some of the creatures you find here are amazing. You've got seals living in the harbour. You can often see them when you're out swimming or surfing. I've been swimming out there with dolphins who regularly turn up here in the summer months. We've had all kinds of things stranded as well that washed up. We've had a pufferfish once actually got washed up right here on the beach. We get things like goose barnacles and jellyfish and all kinds of oceanic wanderers. And in the summer, it's a little sun trap, you know. And it's totally different and often very flat calm. So really a place to be based. And you know, I do try and make the most of the fact that I work right here on the beach. I'm very lucky.
Well, to me, as one who lives very close to the beach, it means somewhere to go whenever I want to go out for a walk. It also means a lot of diversity, because there's not just the dunes that you can see here, it's the beach itself, the local nature reserve. There's a field with orchids in it come June and July. I'm also chair of Friends of Par Beach, which means that I have an active interest in preserving the wildlife and the environment of Par Beach, and it's a habitat for all sorts of species. Birds nest in the gorse, as they will be doing very soon, I think, and it's just a wonderful environment. It's a diverse environment on Par Beach. We haven't just got the beach, we haven't just got the dunes, we've got the wetlands which are behind you between the beach and the main road, and for me it's absolutely wonderful to be living on the doorstep.
Tree Cove's somewhere I've been coming since I was a child with my family, and it's a really beautiful place, but it's also a very quiet place where you can really relax, and it's just one of the most restful places in the world for me. And somewhere I come with my children, somewhere I came with my parents, somewhere I came with my brothers and sisters, and it's just a restful place where you can really get away from it all and you know, have some fun. And it's lovely. It's such a wild place, and a place where nature is stronger than man. And in the city you couldn't imagine that, but it's only when you come somewhere like this that you realise that the power of the waves and the wind, it makes the cities that we've built seem like nothing. And that's really restful, because it means all the stuff that gets on top of you in the town and with your work, it just becomes much less powerful.
Well, it means an awful lot to me. My family, actually, it was part of the farm. I live just above the beach, and it was part of the farm, and they used to take the cows onto the beach and they used to graze. People used to walk through the farm to Polkeris. That was the place where they could beach during the war. Now I use it to train my sheepdog, because at the moment he's too much of it for my sheep.
come down here most days walking the dog, and every season, early in the morning, in times like this with the tide in, it's just lovely the way that waves break in, tide right out, you've got acres and acres of beach, very peaceful, tranquil. It's a good place to just be by yourself, be with your emotions. I enjoy it. The sun this morning is, the way it's interacting with the clouds and the bits of blue sky is just fantastic. But it's one of the old cliches, but it's different every day. And I come down here with my camera. I must have more photographs of near ahead with the sunrise and the sky behind it than anyone else. But no matter what your faith is or what your beliefs are, it's just this sort of the fact that there's something great going on. When you can see things like that, and that's for nothing. It costs you absolutely nothing.
It's the reason I moved to Cornwall. We used to come down here when the children were little, and my parents moved down about 35 years ago, and we loved it. This was where we were. This is what we dreamt about when we lived in Basingstoke, and this was the place. And so when my husband and I got to a chance, so the kids moved on, we thought this would have to be the place. And so we live about a mile away, and that's what it means to me. I absolutely love it. It's everything. I love it when the kids are here because it makes me very nostalgic, and I remember the best days, the happiest days of my life, really. And I remember those days then, but now I'm moving on, and I like the winter now as well. So yeah, it's very, very important. I care a lot about it.
It means the whole world to me. It's probably my favourite beach in the world. I've been coming here for the last 40 odd years. My parents brought me here. We used to say it's somewhere called the Piggeries, just at the top, Commons Farm. We used to stay there as children. We came here with our children. Our 4 children have virtually been brought up on this particular beach. Very excited today because we've seen the seal today, which we see most low tides, and I've just seen a starfish here as well for the first time, which is tremendous. We love it so much that we bought a place up in Cubitt about 3 years ago because this is almost like our second home, and it's very much our spiritual home, so we absolutely love it. The parts of Cornwall may have slightly prettier beaches, but they've got houses around. You can stand here and you can't see any other sign of mankind as well. So it's been like this for the last 2,000 years, 3,000 years, I guess, sort of thing. So very, very special indeed. You can come here and wipe the cobwebs away. As I said, it's our spiritual home, and we love it.
For me, it was a lifestyle change. I lived in the Midlands, loved Cornwall. A job became vacant as a carpenter. I went for it, got it. 52 days later, packed up, moved. Here we are. This means everything to me. Never ever leave again. We've got everything on our doorstep. I surf, I fish when I can. And the whole, I'm the carpenter on the estate, which obviously for me, working in a castle, out in the fresh air, farms, gamekeepers, I deal with it all, and it's no 2 days are the same. You never get bored, you never get fed up, and it's just a fantastic life. We get a few visitors, and it's lovely to see people. But as I say, it's as a lifestyle, you can't beat it, but you never take it for granted either. Every now and again you just have to stop, look around and remind yourself as what you've got and where you are. The whole thing, the whole package for us is everything. You could keep your lottery wins. We won ours.
Oh, it's fantastic. I've been visiting here since childhood, coming back to the beach in the summer. And this is the first time I've come in sort of November time, and it's just fantastic. Really good. Yeah. I could stand here for hours watching this. It's brilliant. We used to do a lot of surfing on the beaches here and coming up onto the rocks and driving our parents mad as we stood with the waves coming up. It's just brilliant. And when the tide goes back out again, you can walk all along the beach. It's great beach for surfing. Great beach for watching the waves come up onto the rocks as well.
To the sea when I really want to relax from work, and just this morning we come from the cottage where we're staying down to Gurney's Head and walked out to the headland, And whilst my husband was up clambering over the rocks you can see at the end, I sat on a rock looking actually this way so that I could just really absorb the atmosphere and really celebrate the fact I got away from the city for a week. So yeah, that's what brings me to places like this. Bristol is a dock place, so I walk by the river, and I'm always disappointed when I walk to work that there aren't more waves involved. So this is a completely different environment. Yeah, I like this part of Cornwall because it seems so much more wild than the bits of the sea that are near me in Bristol, and the rocks and the ruggedness of the landscape is really, really satisfying, I think. But also I just find being near the sound of the sea and the colours and the openness of the landscape just very, very, it's just great for the spirit, I think, really.